Hi everyone! Welcome to the practical application lessons in our base trading course. In the last lesson, we discussed how to set up entries and exits in base trading. Today, we're diving into a step-by-step process of base trading, covering three key aspects: enabling the bases in Altrady, showing the bases in the bases widget, finding a good market, and placing trades. Enable widgets. With Altrady, using the base trading strategy becomes seamless as we provide predefined bases for you. To activate this feature, click the Chart Settings button. Make sure all categories under bases are set to Yes, and click Save Settings. Next, enable the base info and bases widgets by going to the top right, selecting widgets, and then choosing base info and bases. With these steps completed, you can view the bases. If you want to move a widget to a location for easier use, you can left-click and hold the widget titles and drag them to the center of any widget you want to combine them with. We can now move on to setting up the base scanner rules. Enable base scanner rules. Now that we have enabled the bases on the chart, we need to enable the base scanner rules. These rules are basically a filter that enables us to receive alerts from the Altrady crypto base scanner. Let's see now how to do that. 1. First, go to the settings bar on the left, choose Settings, then Base Scanner Notification Rules from the Notifications section. 2. Select an algorithm. We'll pick Position Trader for this example, as it fits base trading, which is a long-term strategy. 3. Now, let's add a rule to filter out low-volume markets, as we want to focus on high-volume markets for long-term positions. To add a rule, we click on the plus Add Rule button and select the exchange, for example, Binance, set the currency to USDT, and set the minimum volume to 250k USDT per day. 4. Set the drop from median to fixed and give it a value of -10. This ensures alerts when there's a 10% or more drop. 5. Remember, you need to set up rules for each exchange you're interested in. Repeat steps 3 and 4 until you have rules for all exchanges you wish to be trading if you want to trade multiple exchanges. 6. Once you've enabled the base scanner notification rules, you can go to the trading terminal by clicking on the trading terminal button from the left menu and selecting the bases widget. 7. Click the 3 lines at the top right of the bases widget to select the exchanges from which you want bases to show. 8. Turn on filters at the bottom left and add the earlier exchanges where you set up rules. You have to add the same exchanges here that were added in the base scanner notification rules in order to see the bases in the bases widget. 9. For each exchange, set the currency to USDT and the minimum 24-hour volume to 250k at 10. That's it! Now you'll receive notifications for bases and see them in the bases widget in Altrady. Understanding base types in Altrady. Now that we have all the base widget filters set up, we need to understand the types of bases in Altrady. In Altrady, we categorize bases into distinct types to aid in decision-making. Cracked bases. Green. These bases have been breached or cracked, signaling a potential buying opportunity in the asset. When a base is cracked, we want an alert for this. We want a crack that leads to a panic below the base. Uncracked bases. Gray. Bases that remain intact and have not yet been broken are marked in gray. We await their breach before considering entering the market and placing orders, as the price has yet to move downward and crack the base. Respected bases, red. When bases are respected, they are indicated by red coloring. This signifies a short-term price reversal as candlesticks rise back to their previous levels after a crash. When the price has returned to a base, we would say our base has been respected. This color-coded system makes it easy to see which bases are cracked and which are not. Understanding this system will help you find good manual base trading opportunities using Altrady Bases widget. It makes it easy to distinguish between cracked and uncracked bases. Additionally, on the chart, you'll see a dashed line and a solid line below it. Dashed line. This represents the halfway point of the median drop, giving you a clear idea of this crucial measure. Solid line. Below the dashed line lies the 1x median line, providing another important reference point for understanding market movements. Altrady carefully puts these lines in place to help you analyze the market. They give you helpful information about median drops and how the market is behaving. Altrady chart analysis and base definitions. Now let's see how these definitions look in Altrady charts. As an example of Metis USDT on Gate, we can see all of the base types there that can possibly be in Altrady. We have the two most recent bases in green, which means they are cracked, and we can consider purchasing some Metis on the chance that the price rebounds back to the base. The price can be anywhere below the green base. It doesn't matter if it's below the first solid line, the dashed line in the middle, or the solid line below both of them. As long as the price is below the base, this is fine, and you can consider entries at or below it. The further the price goes below, the better. If we navigate two bases back using our base info widget with the left arrow key next to the algorithm box, we can see three uncracked bases, with their dashed lines representing the median drop and the solid line below that representing the 1x median drop, respectively. Then, two bases before that, we have two respected bases, and we can see that they are by part of the base being a vivid red color. We can see the metrics of the selected base on the base info indicate that we had a nice median drop and a good median bounce right after. The selected base is the base with the dashed line and solid line below the dashed line. We can also see this selected base has the median bounce being very good on the median bounce metric, indicating a good chance of a future win. Find a market. Now that we have the base notifications enabled and understand the bases in Altrady, we need to find good markets to practically apply our base trading strategy. And we will showcase 3 different base trading scenarios for uptrend, downtrend, and sideways markets. To do so, we need to be in the Bases widget and click on the Active tab. Based on your exchange's setup in the Bases filters and the base scanner notification rules, the bases will show inside this Active tab. As a side note, we want to ignore leverage tokens, which are identified by 5S, 3S, 3L, up, down, bull, bear, etc. Let's take a look at and break down all of the trends you can find bases on, starting with the uptrending markets. Assess the markets. To make the most of an uptrend market, it's important to find specific areas within that upward trend where bases can form. With the Bases tool, you can easily sift through the Active tab and find markets that are going up. But our goal is to pinpoint a specific upward trend called a ranging uptrend. What does that mean exactly? In a ranging uptrend, the overall trend is upward, but there's a difference of opinion between buyers and sellers about the best price levels during the uptrend. This creates a kind of back and forth movement within the overall upward trend. In this situation, buyers and sellers keep pushing against each other, leading to a strong upward movement perfect for base trading. Let's head to the Bases widget to find these market conditions. When you're looking for them, make sure to check each result carefully and avoid looking at leveraged tokens. It might take some time and effort to find these ranging uptrending markets, but it'll be worth it for our trading success. We will go ahead and start with uptrending markets. As we can see on the Gate exchange, particularly with the Metis USDT pair, a notable uptrend has been evident since December. A significant peak was printed on January 15th, followed by a decline below it. Consequently, Altrady bases are now located on the price chart over the last 1,000 hours and have begun yielding meaningful results. Let's begin assessing the chart using the base info widget specific to this market. Utilize the arrow keys, flanking the algorithm box in the base info widget to navigate the bases on the chart observed in the market. These keys facilitate easy exploration of bases and provide valuable metrics to gauge probabilities utilizing the Altrady manual base scanner. To locate the first base, simply click the left arrow key and keep clicking it until the selected base migrates to the very first base. It's worth noting that the base's color may change from green to gray or red, indicating normal progression over time. Upon reaching the first base, the red coloration signifies it is respected. The bounce observed on January 28, 2024 validated the entire base from the top of the base to the median line and the 1x median line. Subsequently, the next base was observed to be gray, signifying its unbroken status. This other base remained intact until it was breached by the market movement. Similarly, subsequent bases were analyzed with varying durations and outcomes, all contributing to the understanding of market dynamics. Observing the current scenario, 4 out of 6 bases were respected according to the base info analysis, indicating a success rate of 66%, conducive to manual-based trading with Altrady bases. The median drop is calculated at 5.73%. In this market, it's observed that 2 bases are typically breached before being respected. With 2 bases already broken, it is worth noting that previously respected bases saw at least a touch on the 1x median line or slightly below, on at least one or both of them, signaling potential entry points. With this analysis now in mind, this prepares us to take action on the chart. Now that we have identified the bases, let's initiate some trades. Set laddered orders conservatively with a $250 position size, with the first order placed at or above the current price and 5 subsequent ladders added. Considering the 8.5% drop from the highest base observed, adjust the end price of the ladder to the tail end of the 8.5% drop. Now that we have covered how far we want the orders to drop, we need to set up take profits. For take profit targets, set 3 scales, with the final scale positioned just below the top base and the second scale marginally above or on the second base. The first take profit target should be positioned at or slightly above the median drop for a conservative scaling approach. With this setup, a potential 4.5% profit can be anticipated if a bounce occurs from the current position. Now that we have our trade set up, we can look at and explore a market going opposite direction for downtrending markets. Let's delve into identifying and discussing base trading strategies for a market experiencing a downtrend. We'll use the bases widget to examine various markets, focusing on SUIP USDT, GATE in this instance, which exhibits a downward trend, aligning well with our strategy. In this market, with a respected base indicating a return to its origin, all the bases have been respected except the one currently cracked. Observing the chart, the current selected base is marked by a vivid red line with a dashed line below denoting the half median and a solid red line further down indicating the 1x median. Moving on to the subsequent bases, we observe a pattern of promptly bouncing back after dropping to the median, demonstrating a reluctance of prices to linger below a base for extended periods. For instance, after dropping below for just 2 candles, we respect the base within 18 hours. On February 16th, a base was formed, and it was breached on the 18th with panic, but only to be regained on the 19th. Another base on February 18th saw a similar scenario, with a breach occurring on the 20th, albeit without immediate respect. Continuing our analysis, we notice a consistent trend of respecting bases within 18 hours, suggesting a potential ranging market. Eventually, the base is respected significantly higher at 0.134, indicating a substantial upward movement. While the subsequent 2 bases remain unbroken, we're currently hovering around the median. Historically, the price tends to retest bases, making it an opportune moment to consider initiating buy positions. Moving on to executing ladder orders, we will start by selecting a ladder order from the trading terminal and setting the start price slightly above the current price, which is at 11 cents, and then place the start of the ladder here. Navigating to the base info widget, we backtrack to previous bases using the left arrow, aiming to initiate our ladder order at an active base. By clicking the Start Price dropper and selecting a price just above the current line, we ensure an active entry point. Considering the 30% drop indicated in the base info from the highest base we had, we adjust our laddered order to accommodate potential longer-term moves, setting the end price 30% below the start price accordingly. Then decide how many ladders in the scale. 5 is a great one to start with, but you can use as many as the exchange allows if you want more. After setting the number of orders in the scale, set the size scale at the very bottom to exponential size scale. With a position size of $250 that comes from the split of our $500 account, and considering 5 parts for the laddered buy order, we set up take profit sell targets using the scale's ladder type. On equal size scale in the take profits, we set the first take profit at the median drop line and drag the end price to the top green line on the current base, aiming to secure profits on potential bounces. We can validate our profit expectations by observing the expected minimum profit figures, which stand at +9. Once we are satisfied with our setup, we can click Place Order. Now, the first layer of our laddered orders purchased coins, while take profit targets are set accordingly. This proactive approach allows us to quickly lock in expected profits if the market rebounds, while Altrady automatically updates take profit targets based on additional purchases, ensuring our strategy remains adaptive to market movements. Let's take a deeper dive in how this works inside of Altrady. You'll notice that our initial laddered orders have already acquired some coins, and our take profit targets are already set with sell orders for the purchased coins. We proactively set this up to swiftly secure expected profits if the market rebounds from this point. Then we can patiently wait for a new base to form before considering a new position trade in this market. If the market continues to decline, we're also prepared for that scenario. Altrady will automatically adjust the take profit targets with the additional coins acquired through the laddered orders. Additionally, with our target price on entry price percent set, Altrady will automatically adjust the take profit levels to align with our average entry prices. The average entry price represents the midpoint at which all buying within your laddered orders occurs. As this average entry price decreases during market dips, the take profit targets will also be adjusted downward along with this line. It's crucial to understand that this line serves as the break-even point if no coins have been sold. To confirm this, enable the break-even line in the chart settings and refer to the MISC section below the bases section, and make sure break-even is set to yes. This will turn on the break-even line in the chart. The break-even line shifts downward under the following circumstances: when additional coins are purchased, typically in quantities significantly larger than previous buys. Alternatively, the line can also be pulled down when selling some coins. Now it's time to look at another case, so let's find a sideways market perfect for base trading. If we look at BTCS USDT on Gate in the Markets widget and check the chart, we'll see that this market is moving sideways, which is great for base trading. Sideways, markets are good because they often have dedicated fans who push the price up and eagerly buy when it drops. Plus, there are usually fewer traders, which makes it a good choice for strategic trading. This market has a lot of potential and is worth focusing on. Since it's a sideways market, it's neither going up nor down. Sideways, markets are perfect for base trading strategies, especially in the beginning or when there aren't many traders involved, because the rebounds can be big. When we look at these markets using the Base Info widget, we need to pay attention to important numbers like the drop and median bounce percentages. We want to see a drop of around 10% or more, and it's even better if the median bounce is high too. Right now, the bounce is at 12.63%, which is great, and all 8 bases are respected, giving us a success rate of 100%. The time spent below the base averaged over the last 1,000 hours tells us a lot about how the market behaves. Usually, the market bounces back within 1.5 days of dropping below a base, which is good for short to medium-term trades with quick rebounds. On the left side, there's a percentage scale showing how strong the bounce could be when it rebounds, with a bigger scale suggesting a bigger bounce. It's important to look at longer time frames, like a 2-hour or 4-hour chart, to catch the big sell-offs that happen in today's market. As we have done previously now, we can place our trade and expect the result. As we've explored the dynamics of sideways markets and assessed the potential for profitable trades, it's crucial to consider the impact of different timeframes on our trading strategies. In our advanced lessons, we'll talk more about timeframes and how to make the most of trades, using GATE, BTCS USDT as an example. Stay tuned to learn how we can use these markets to our advantage. That's all for now on applying base trading strategies to real market situations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates from Altrady.